Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to reflect on the complexities of relationships. As we navigate through love, partnership, and mutual respect, there are certain principles that should never be compromised. Relationships are a dance, a delicate balance of give and take, where both partners should feel valued, respected, and loved. Today, I want to focus on what women should avoid doing in relationships, not as a means of judgment, but as a way of fostering self respect and promoting healthier dynamics. Imagine a scenario where a woman constantly sacrifices her individuality to keep a relationship intact. She bends over backward to accommodate every whim of her partner, losing herself in the process. In this act of devotion, she forgets her essence, her passions, and her own voice. A woman must never lose her identity for the sake of a relationship. Love should amplify who you are, not diminish you. When you stay true to yourself, you attract a partner who appreciates you for who you are, not for what you can change to fit their mold. Next, consider the act of excusing disrespect. It might start small, a harsh word, an unkind gesture, but over time, these acts can accumulate, eroding self-worth and confidence. Ladies, it is imperative to set boundaries. Disrespect, in any form, should never be tolerated. Respect is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and it is a two-way street. A man who truly values you will never make you feel less than worthy. Another pitfall is the tendency to play the role of the rescuer. It's natural to want to support a partner, to help them grow and thrive. But when this turns into an endless cycle of fixing and saving, it creates an unhealthy dynamic. A relationship should be a partnership of equals, not a project. Each person is responsible for their growth and well-being. Supporting each other is beautiful, but enabling dependency or overlooking accountability can lead to imbalance and resentment. Let's also talk about comparison. Comparing your partner to others, whether it's an ex, a friend's spouse, or an idealized version of a partner, can be incredibly damaging. Every individual is unique with their strengths and flaws. Instead of focusing on what he lacks, celebrate his individuality. Conversely, never allow a man to compare you to others or make you feel you fall short. Love is not a competition, it's a collaboration of two imperfect people striving to build something meaningful. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, never settle for less than you deserve. Settling often stems from fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of the unknown. But settling for a relationship that doesn't fulfill you robs you of the chance to find one that does. Trust in your worth and your capacity to love and be loved. A man who truly values you will meet you where you are without expecting you to lower your standards or compromise your dreams. In conclusion, relationships are not about perfection, but about partnership. They are about growth, trust, and mutual respect. By avoiding these pitfalls, you honor yourself and set the foundation for a relationship that uplifts and inspires. Remember, you are worthy of love that is kind, respect that is unwavering, and a partnership that allows you to flourish as the remarkable woman you are. Thank you. When we enter a relationship, it is natural to want to share our lives, dreams, and passions with our partner. It feels fulfilling to blend your world with someone else's, creating a bond that brings you closer. However, in this process of connection, there lies a subtle yet significant danger: losing your identity. Often, women find themselves compromising their individuality for the sake of maintaining harmony, pleasing their partner, or adhering to societal expectations. This loss may start small, almost imperceptible, but over time it can erode the core of who you are, leaving you feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from yourself. Maintaining your identity in a relationship isn't just about preserving hobbies, interests, or personal preferences. It is about honoring the essence of who you are, your values, your beliefs, and your unique perspective on life. In the pursuit of love, women may sometimes feel the pressure to conform to their partner's ideals, tastes, or lifestyle. This might mean adopting their partner's habits, agreeing to decisions that don't align with their inner compass, or silencing their voice to avoid conflict. While compromise is an essential part of any relationship, it becomes unhealthy when it consistently comes at the expense of your authenticity. Consider the scenario of a woman who loves art, thrives in creative spaces, and finds joy in expressing herself through painting. She meets a man who doesn't understand her passion and dismisses it as a frivolous hobby. To accommodate his views and avoid tension, she gradually stops painting, telling herself it's not a big deal. Over time, she begins to feel restless and unfulfilled, but she cannot pinpoint why. What has happened is more profound than the loss of a hobby. It is the silencing of a part of her soul. This is a stark reminder that any relationship that diminishes your spirit ultimately does more harm than good. A strong and healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and admiration for each other's individuality. When you bring your authentic self into a relationship, you give your partner the chance to love you for who you truly are. On the contrary, if you mold yourself into what you think they want, you deprive them and yourself of the opportunity to experience genuine connection. Relationships thrive when both individuals remain whole and true to themselves, creating a dynamic where each partner complements rather than completes the other. Losing your identity in a relationship doesn't only affect your personal happiness, it can also impact the relationship itself. A relationship built on pretense or excessive compromise becomes fragile, as it lacks the foundation of honesty and mutual understanding. Over time, resentment can build when one partner feels they have sacrificed too much, leading to tension and emotional distance. On the other hand, when you stay true to yourself, you set a standard of authenticity that encourages your partner to do the same. This creates a relationship dynamic based on trust, respect, and equality. The pressure to prioritize the relationship over personal identity often stems from societal conditioning. Women are frequently taught to be nurturing, self-sacrificing, and accommodating, sometimes at the cost of their own happiness. While these qualities are valuable, they should never lead to self-neglect. It is important to recognize that taking care of yourself and maintaining your individuality are not selfish acts. They are essential for your well-being and for the health of your relationship. A fulfilled and self-assured woman brings more joy, energy, and balance to her relationship than someone who has lost her sense of self. To avoid losing your identity, it is crucial to cultivate self-awareness. Take time to reflect on your values, dreams, and passions. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What are the non-negotiable aspects of who I am? When you have a clear understanding of your identity, it becomes easier to navigate relationships without compromising your essence. Additionally, communication plays a pivotal role. Express your needs, boundaries, and aspirations openly with your partner. A supportive partner will not only respect your individuality, but will also encourage you to pursue your passions and grow as a person. Another important aspect is maintaining connections outside the relationship. Friendships, family ties, and personal interests are vital components of a balanced life. They provide perspective, support, and a sense of belonging that goes beyond your relationship. When your world is not solely centered around your partner, you create a sense of independence and resilience that strengthens both you and the relationship. It's also worth noting that staying true to yourself requires courage. There will be moments when asserting your identity might lead to disagreements or discomfort. However, it is in these moments that your relationship is truly tested. A partner who genuinely values you will appreciate your honesty and work with you to find a middle ground. Conversely, if your authenticity is met with resistance or dismissal, it might be a sign that the relationship is not aligned with your values and needs. Ultimately, the most fulfilling relationships are those where both individuals feel seen, valued, and loved for who they are. When you remain true to yourself, you set a powerful example of self-respect and integrity. You inspire your partner to do the same, creating a relationship that is not only loving but also empowering. Remember, your identity is not a bargaining chip, it is the foundation of your strength, happiness, and authenticity. By honoring who you are, you invite the kind of love that celebrates and uplifts you rather than diminishes you. Respect forms the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It is the glue that holds two individuals together, ensuring mutual understanding, empathy, and kindness. However, there are times when respect is compromised, sometimes subtly and other times blatantly. Women, in particular, may find themselves in situations where they feel obligated to tolerate disrespect, whether out of love, fear of conflict, or societal conditioning. Yet, the importance of setting boundaries and refusing to accept disrespect cannot be overstated. Tolerating such behavior not only undermines your self-worth but also sets a dangerous precedent. for the relationship. Disrespect often starts small: a dismissive comment, a sarcastic tone, or a joke made at your expense. These instances may seem trivial at first, easy to brush aside as a moment of frustration or humor gone wrong. However, when such behavior is ignored or excused, it can escalate over time. Small acts of disrespect pave the way for larger breaches of trust and emotional harm. A woman who consistently allows disrespect may unintentionally send the message that such behavior is acceptable, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. It's important to recognize that disrespect comes in many forms. It can be verbal, such as harsh words, belittling remarks, or yelling. It can also be nonverbal, manifesting through dismissive gestures, eye rolling, or lack of attention when you speak. Disrespect can even be passive aggressive, like ignoring your concerns, making sarcastic comments, or undermining your decisions. Each of these behaviors chips away at your confidence and creates an environment where you feel undervalued and unimportant. The impact of tolerating disrespect goes beyond the immediate hurt or frustration. Over time, it can erode your sense of self-worth and confidence. You may start questioning your value, wondering if you deserve to be treated poorly. This internalization of disrespect can lead to a vicious cycle where you lower your standards, making it even easier for others to mistreat you. Moreover, the longer you accept disrespect, the harder it becomes to stand up for yourself, as you may fear rocking the boat or losing the relationship altogether. Refusing to tolerate disrespect requires setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are not about controlling your partner, they are about protecting your emotional well-being and maintaining your self-respect. When you set boundaries, you communicate what behavior is acceptable and what is not. For example, if your partner often interrupts you or dismisses your opinions, you might say, "I feel unheard when you interrupt me. Please let me finish speaking before responding." Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to asserting yourself, but it is a crucial step in establishing a healthy dynamic. It's also important to address disrespect when it happens. Ignoring it or brushing it off may seem like the easier option in the moment, but it allows the behavior to persist. Confronting disrespect doesn't have to lead to an argument. It can be done calmly and assertively. For instance, if your partner makes a hurtful comment, you can say, "I didn't appreciate that comment. It felt disrespectful. Can we talk about this?" Addressing the issue immediately shows that you value yourself and expect to be treated with respect. A key aspect of refusing to tolerate disrespect is understanding your worth. When you know your value, you are less likely to accept behavior that diminishes you. Self-respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. It empowers you to demand the treatment you deserve and to walk away from situations that do not serve you. Building self-respect involves recognizing your strengths, embracing your individuality, and believing that you are deserving of love and kindness. It's also essential to evaluate the overall dynamic of your relationship. Is disrespect a one-time occurrence, or is it a recurring pattern? Everyone has bad days, and even the most loving partner can occasionally say or do something hurtful. However, a pattern of disrespect is a red flag that should not be ignored. Consistent disrespect indicates a lack of regard for your feelings and a failure to prioritize your well-being. In such cases, it may be necessary to seek counseling, have a serious conversation with your partner, or consider whether the relationship is worth continuing. Cultural and societal norms often play a role in why women tolerate disrespect. Many women are raised to prioritize harmony, avoid confrontation, and put others' needs before their own. While these traits can be valuable, they should never come at the cost of your self-respect. Challenging these norms requires strength and courage, but it is essential for creating a life and relationships that align with your values and worth. It's also important to surround yourself with supportive people who reinforce your value and encourage you to stand up for yourself. Friends and family can provide perspective and remind you of your worth when you feel uncertain. If needed, seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor can also be invaluable in building your confidence and learning to set boundaries. Refusing to tolerate disrespect is not about being inflexible or overly demanding. It is about creating a relationship that is rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and kindness. A partner who truly values you will respect your boundaries, listen to your concerns, and work with you to build a healthy and fulfilling connection. By refusing to accept disrespect, you not only protect your own well being, but also set the tone for a relationship where both partners feel valued and supported. In conclusion, respect is non negotiable in any relationship. Tolerating disrespect compromises your self worth and undermines the foundation of the partnership. By setting boundaries, addressing issues as they arise, and standing firm in your value, you can cultivate relationships that honor and uplift you. You deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, and it is your right to demand nothing less. In relationships, it is natural to want to support and nurture your partner, to help them grow and overcome challenges. However, when this support transforms into the role of a rescuer, constantly fixing, saving, or solving every issue for your partner, it can lead to an unhealthy dynamic. While helping your partner is a sign of care and compassion, taking on the burden of their problems entirely shifts the balance in the relationship, often leaving one person exhausted and the other overly dependent. A healthy partnership requires both individuals to take responsibility for their own lives and growth while offering mutual support, not a one-sided effort to fix everything. When a woman assumes the role of a rescuer, she may feel a deep sense of responsibility for her partner's happiness, decisions, or even failures. This often stems from a place of love and empathy, but it can also arise from a desire to control outcomes or avoid conflict. Over time, this dynamic can create an imbalance where one partner becomes overly reliant on the other while the rescuer feels increasingly burdened and unappreciated. What starts as an act of kindness can evolve into resentment and frustration as the relationship becomes more about caretaking than partnership. One of the key challenges with playing the rescuer is that it denies your partner the opportunity to learn, grow, and take responsibility for their actions. Personal growth often comes from facing challenges, making mistakes, and finding solutions. When you step in to fix every problem, you inadvertently rob your partner of these opportunities. It sends the message that they are incapable of handling their own life, which can damage their self-esteem and hinder their personal development. A healthy relationship involves supporting each other through challenges, not shielding one another from them entirely. Moreover, the rescuer dynamic often leads to emotional exhaustion. Constantly taking on your partner's burdens can leave you feeling drained, both physically and mentally. It may also cause you to neglect your own needs and priorities as you pour all your energy into solving their problems. This self-neglect can lead to feelings of resentment, as you may begin to feel unappreciated or taken for granted. A relationship should enhance your life, not deplete you. When you prioritize fixing your partner over taking care of yourself, you risk losing your sense of balance and well-being. It's also important to recognize that not all problems require fixing. Sometimes people simply need a listening ear, empathy, or encouragement. By immediately jumping into problem-solving mode, you may overlook the emotional support your partner truly needs. For example, if your partner is venting about a tough day at work, they may not need solutions or advice, they may just need someone to listen and validate their feelings. Offering emotional support without trying to fix the situation allows your partner to feel heard and understood while maintaining their sense of agency. Another issue with the rescuer dynamic is that it can foster dependency. If your partner becomes accustomed to you solving their problems, they may stop taking initiative or responsibility. This dependency can create an unequal power dynamic in the relationship, where one partner feels overburdened and the other becomes increasingly passive. Over time, this imbalance can erode the foundation of the relationship as it shifts away from mutual respect and partnership. Breaking free from the rescuer role requires a shift in mindset. First, recognize that your partner is an individual with their own strengths, abilities, and responsibilities. Trust that they are capable of handling their challenges, even if it means making mistakes along the way. Instead of taking on their burdens, focus on providing support and encouragement. For instance, if your partner is facing a difficult decision, you can offer guidance or share your perspective without taking over the decision-making process. This empowers them to take ownership of their choices and builds their confidence. Setting boundaries is another essential step. Boundaries help you protect your energy and ensure that the relationship remains balanced. For example, if your partner frequently relies on you to handle their responsibilities, You might say, I believe you can figure this out, and I'm here to support you. If you need guidance. By encouraging independence, you create space for both partners to contribute equally to the relationship. It's also important to reflect on your own motivations for playing the rescuer. Are you trying to avoid conflict, control outcomes, or feel needed? Understanding these underlying motivations can help you address them in healthier ways. For example, if you fear conflict, you might work on improving communication skills and expressing your needs more assertively. If you feel the need to control outcomes, remind yourself that growth often comes from facing uncertainty and learning from mistakes. A strong relationship is a partnership, not a project. Both individuals should feel empowered, supported, and valued for who they are. By stepping back from the rescuer role, you allow your partner to take ownership of their life while maintaining your own sense of balance and identity. This shift not only strengthens the relationship but also fosters mutual respect and growth. Ultimately, love is not about fixing or saving someone, it's about walking alongside them as they navigate their journey. It's about offering support, encouragement, and understanding without taking over. A healthy relationship is built on equality, where both partners contribute, grow, and thrive together. By letting go of the need to rescue, you create a space for true partnership, where both individuals feel empowered and fulfilled. Comparison is often referred to as the thief of joy, and nowhere is this more evident than in relationships. When women engage in comparing their partners to others or allow themselves to be compared, it can cause significant harm to the bond they share. While it's natural to notice differences between people, persistent comparison undermines trust, self-esteem, and the unique connection that a couple builds together. Relationships flourish when individuals celebrate each other's uniqueness rather than measuring their worth against an external standard. Breaking free from the cycle of comparison is essential for nurturing a loving and fulfilling partnership. One of the most damaging aspects of comparison is that it shifts the focus from what you have to what you perceive you lack. For example, you might compare your partner's career achievements, physical appearance, or romantic gestures to those of others. In doing so, you overlook the qualities that make them special and the efforts they put into the relationship. This not only fosters dissatisfaction, but can also create unnecessary pressure for your partner to meet unrealistic expectations. Over time, this can lead to resentment as they may feel unappreciated or inadequate. Comparison is particularly insidious because it often involves an incomplete picture. Social media, for instance, plays a significant role in fueling comparisons. People typically showcase the best parts of their lives, online celebrations, vacations, and loving gestures, while leaving out struggles, conflicts, and vulnerabilities. Comparing your relationship to these curated highlights can make you feel as though your partnership is lacking, even when it's thriving in reality. It's important to remember that what you see is only a fraction of someone else's story, and it may not reflect their true experience. Allowing yourself to be compared to others is equally damaging. When a partner frequently draws comparisons, whether about appearance, behavior, or accomplishments, it can erode your self-esteem and make you feel inadequate. Being measured against someone else creates a sense of competition that is neither healthy nor fair. Each person is unique with their own strengths, flaws, and journey. Accepting or participating in such comparisons diminishes your individuality and undermines the foundation of mutual respect in the relationship. The effects of comparison extend beyond the individuals involved. It can alter the dynamics of the relationship, creating tension and insecurity. When a partner feels compared or compares themselves to others, they may begin to act out of fear or a desire to prove their worth rather than genuine love and connection. This can lead to behaviors such as people pleasing, overcompensating, or becoming overly critical, all of which detract from the authenticity and intimacy of the relationship. Overcoming the tendency to compare requires a conscious shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what your partner or your relationship lacks, redirect your attention to what you value and appreciate. Make a habit of expressing gratitude for the qualities and actions that make your partner unique. This not only strengthens your bond, but also fosters a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. For example, instead of wishing your partner were more romantic because you saw someone else's grand gesture, focus on the small, meaningful ways they show love, such as their thoughtfulness or daily acts of care. Building a strong sense of self-worth is another critical step in breaking the cycle of comparison. When you value yourself and your choices, you are less likely to seek validation through comparisons. Confidence in your own path allows you to appreciate your partner's differences without feeling the need to measure them against others. Similarly, when you recognize your inherent worth, you are less likely to accept being compared to others. Setting boundaries and communicating your feelings can help ensure that your partner respects your individuality and avoids making harmful comparisons. Open communication plays a pivotal role in addressing comparison within a relationship. If you find yourself frequently comparing your partner to others, reflect on why this is happening. Are there unmet needs or insecurities that you're projecting onto the relationship? Instead of dwelling on comparisons, have an honest conversation with your partner about your feelings and expectations. This can lead to deeper understanding and growth as both of you work together to strengthen your bond. It's also important to recognize that no relationship is perfect. Every couple faces challenges, disagreements, and periods of growth. Comparing your relationship to an idealized version of someone else's denies the reality that all partnerships are unique and require effort. Rather than striving for perfection, focus on cultivating a connection that feels authentic and fulfilling for both you and your partner. Letting go of comparison doesn't mean settling for less, it means embracing the uniqueness of your relationship and finding joy in what makes it special. It involves shifting from a mindset of judgment to one of acceptance and gratitude. By appreciating your partner for who they are and allowing yourself to be appreciated for who you are, you create a foundation of mutual respect and love that can withstand external pressures and challenges. Ultimately, relationships are about connection, understanding, and growth. They thrive when both individuals feel valued for their unique qualities, free from the shadow of comparison. By choosing to celebrate each other's individuality and focusing on what truly matters, you can build a relationship that is not only resilient but also deeply fulfilling. Remember, the beauty of love lies in its uniqueness. No two relationships are the same, and that's what makes them extraordinary. In any relationship, honesty and transparency are vital for fostering trust and mutual respect. When a woman hides her true self, her feelings, thoughts, needs, or even her authentic personality from her partner, it creates a barrier that can undermine the connection they share. While it may feel easier or safer to suppress certain aspects of yourself to avoid conflict, rejection, or judgment, doing so comes at a significant cost. Authenticity is the foundation of a meaningful and fulfilling relationship, and hiding your true self can prevent it from reaching its full potential. One of the most common reasons women hide their true selves in relationships is fear of being judged, fear of losing their partner, or fear of appearing vulnerable. Society often pressures women to meet unrealistic standards or fit into certain molds, which can make them feel they must suppress parts of their identity to be accepted or loved. For example, a woman might hide her ambitions to avoid intimidating her partner, downplay her achievements to seem more relatable, or pretend to enjoy certain activities to align with her partner's preferences. Over time, these compromises can lead to a sense of disconnection, both from the partner and from oneself. When you hide your true self, you deny your partner the opportunity to know the real you. Authenticity is what allows people to connect on a deeper level, to understand and accept each other fully. By masking your thoughts, feelings, or desires, you create a false image that your partner interacts with instead of the genuine person you are. This can lead to misunderstandings, unmet needs, and a lack of emotional intimacy. A relationship built on partial truths or facades is inherently fragile, as it lacks the depth and stability that come from mutual authenticity. Hiding your true self can also lead to resentment and frustration. Suppressing your needs and desires to accommodate your partner may seem selfless, but it often results in feelings of being unfulfilled or undervalued. For instance, if you constantly agree to things you don't enjoy or avoid voicing your opinions to keep the peace, you may start to feel invisible or taken for granted. Over time, this can create emotional distance and make it harder to sustain a healthy, balanced relationship. Additionally, pretending to be someone you're not can be emotionally exhausting. Maintaining a facade requires constant effort and vigilance, which can drain your energy and leave you feeling disconnected from your own identity. This internal conflict can spill over into the relationship, manifesting as irritability, dissatisfaction, or a lack of enthusiasm. A relationship should be a source of comfort and support, not a stage where you feel compelled to perform. Authenticity, on the other hand, allows for genuine connection and growth. When you are honest about your feelings, thoughts, and needs, you create an environment of trust and openness. This encourages your partner to do the same, fostering a deeper level of understanding and intimacy. Being authentic doesn't mean sharing every thought or feeling without consideration. It means being true to yourself while communicating in a way that is respectful and constructive. One of the keys to embracing authenticity is self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on who you are, what you value, and what you need in a relationship. This self-awareness will help you identify areas where you may be hiding your true self and allow you to address them. For example, if you realize that you often suppress your opinions out of fear of conflict, you can work on building confidence in expressing yourself while learning to navigate disagreements constructively. Communication is also essential for authenticity. Sharing your thoughts and feelings with your partner creates a space where both of you can be yourselves without fear of judgment. If you feel uncertain about how your partner might react to your authenticity, start with small, honest conversations and gradually build toward deeper topics. For instance, if you've been pretending to enjoy a hobby your partner loves, you might say, "I appreciate how much you enjoy this, but I've realized it's not really my thing. Maybe we can find something we both enjoy together." Such honesty not only alleviates the pressure to maintain a facade, but also opens the door for compromise and mutual understanding. It's also important to trust that your partner values you for who you are. A relationship built on love and respect will not falter because you reveal your authentic self. In fact, authenticity strengthens relationships by fostering trust and emotional intimacy. If your partner struggles to accept your true self, it may be a sign that the relationship is not as strong or healthy as it should be. In such cases, it's worth evaluating whether the partnership aligns with your values and needs. Cultivating authenticity doesn't mean you won't have moments of vulnerability or insecurity. It's natural to fear rejection or judgment, especially when you're exposing your true self. However, the rewards of authenticity far outweigh the risks. Being true to yourself allows you to experience the full depth of love and connection that a relationship can offer. It also empowers you to create a partnership that aligns with your values and aspirations rather than one built on compromise and pretense. Ultimately, hiding your true self does a disservice not only to you but also to your partner. A healthy relationship thrives on authenticity, where both individuals feel seen, valued, and accepted for who they are. By embracing your true self, you create a foundation of trust and mutual respect that allows your relationship to flourish. You deserve to be loved for who you are, not for who you think you need to be, and the right partner will cherish your authenticity as one of your greatest strengths. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, trust, and authenticity. By being mindful of the dynamics you cultivate with your partner, you can build a connection that is not only loving but also deeply fulfilling. Avoiding the pitfalls of over-sacrificing your identity, playing the rescuer, engaging in comparisons, or hiding your true self allows the relationship to flourish naturally, with both partners contributing equally to its growth. A strong relationship is not about perfection, but about embracing each other's imperfections and navigating life together with honesty and understanding. By celebrating individuality, setting boundaries, and fostering open communication, you create a partnership that is resilient, nurturing, and deeply rewarding. Ultimately, the foundation of a healthy relationship is built on accepting and loving each other as you are, without pretense or compromise of your core values. As women, it is essential to remember that your worth is not determined by how much you give up or how much you accommodate. True love allows you to grow, express, and thrive together without losing your sense of self. Choose to honor your authenticity, prioritize mutual respect, and cultivate a relationship where both you and your partner can shine. This is where love finds its truest and most beautiful form.